upload video, select files, add thumbnail, and that's a wrap. Now that Devlog 4 is finally up, it's time for a nice little nap. Oh shoot, I overslept. Wait, what time is it? Oh shit. Hey everyone. So, it's been a while since my last upload. University has started back up for me, so I've unfortunately been pretty busy. However, development for Frog Island is going really well. For those of you who don't know what that is, Frog Island is a cozy hand-drawn frog collection game I've been working on for a while now. In the last devlog, I finally finished up the bug catching and bug jar systems for Frog Island, which turned out pretty well. And now I'll finally be working on and finishing the main feature that you've all been waiting for, frogs. At the end of the video, I'll be talking about some important things you won't want to miss, such as how much Frog Island is going to cost, a contest where you could have a chance at your music being in Frog Island, and much more. So stick around to the end to find out. Alright, first things first, it's time to make some much needed UI and design changes to Frog Island. Starting with the menu icons, I've finally replaced those jarring squares with some colorful outlined ones. Next, I finished designing the toy menu UI, which was looking pretty unfinished back in devlog number 2. I've changed the 3x3 grid into a 4x4 and added some new indicators to each toy. Small, meaning only one frog at a time can use the toy, and large, meaning 2 or more frogs can use the toy at once. Before I began working on the frogs, I had to first make sure toys could be properly placed on the island. Initializing and saving a toy's global position and rotation like I did back in devlog number 2 wasn't enough. What if the toy was behind an object like a tree, building, or even another toy? How would you be able to stack toys in the game environment so that they would properly appear in front or behind another toy? In fact, how would you sort any object in the game environment like this, since this would apply to any tree, building, frog, bug, crop, or decoration? Yes, it turns out Godot predicted I would design Frog Island and added in this note specifically for this one problem. Because damn does this work like a charm. Instead of sorting objects based on their Z index, Y sort nodes under the same parent node can actually dynamically sort themselves based on their Y positions and offset, allowing for extreme precision between nodes. So how do I sort toys and other objects since they're all within different nodes? Well, it turns out Godot also accounted for this too, because as long as the main world node is a Y sort and the parent nodes are Y sort, any Y sort children, regardless of their parent node, can sort with other Y sort children of other nodes. Thank you, Godot, you beautiful blue robot. One of my biggest worries even when developing this toy placement system months ago was how the layering and collisions between toys and other objects would work. Thanks to Godot's Y sort, the layering problem was now trivial. To solve the collision problem, I just attached a custom Area 2D node to each toy and unique object to determine if the toy was colliding with an object. After countless days of trial and error, the toy placement system was finally complete. Each toy, and world object for that matter, can now dynamically determine whether it should layer itself behind or in front of any other object. Additionally, when a toy collides with another collision, it will turn red to indicate an invalid space. If players still decide to place down the toy despite this, the toy will just disappear and return to their inventory. Alright, so you may be wondering, over these many months you've designed farming, cooking, shops, toys, bugs, and that's cool and all, but this is Frog Island. Where are the frogs? Well, I'm glad you asked. On March 20th, 2023, I hosted a frog design contest in the Frog Island Discord in celebration of World Frog Day, where I chose over 30 unique frogs designed by incredibly talented server members to be added to the game. Over the course of a few weeks, I took some time to bring 10 select frogs to life. We've got first place Naki's Astral Frog, second place Butter28's Moonbloom Frog, and third place Femipoo's Golden Frog. Alongside these winners, I've also designed Lemon Frog, Orange Frog, Gloomy Frog, Magma Frog, Stained Glass Frog, and Spotted Fire Frog, each designed by their respective artists. For the time being, each frog will have 3 unique poses: a frog blob pose, a sitting pose, and a sleeping pose, which will be randomly selected when they spawn on a toy. So yeah, I hope you guys like these new frog designs, and stay tuned for more frogs coming in future devlogs. Alright, next on the to-do list are frog gifts. Similar to Neko Atsume, each time a frog leaves a toy, it will leave a small gift as thanks for the player that varies depending on the quality of a toy and happiness of the frog. This could include frog coins, which are the standard currency of Frog Island, and pawn drops, pebbles imbued with the mystical essence of pawns. In order to design a menu where the player can easily collect frog gifts, I've taken inspiration from both Neko Atsume and the Wishing Tree from Cookie Run Kingdom. Upon opening this menu, players will be greeted by these papery slips that hang on ropes and float in the wind. Each slip represents a frog gift and will indicate which frog visited your island, the specific toy they used, and the reward they left behind, all neatly packaged in a little paper slip. To collect a gift, all you have to do is tap on the paper slip or press the Collect All button to collect all the gifts at once if you're in a rush. I've discovered an amazing plugin by Trogglart in the Godot asset library that allows me to use a custom animated grid container node, which is how the gifts are able to smoothly ease and fill in the gaps once gifts are collected. With the frogs, toys, and gifts completed, the main gameplay loop of Frog Island is basically finished. Of course, the frogs are cute and all, but just watching them visit and leave toys isn't really all that interesting. So why not interact with them as well? In this new system, which I'm calling Frog Thoughts, occasional tiny thought bubbles will appear over a frog's head to tell the player what it's thinking about and what interactions will happen when it's tapped. Think of these as fun little mini games you can play with the frogs to increase their happiness. The first interaction I added was the simple camera interaction. When clicking on a frog, the camera will automatically open up for ease of access, and players will have to take a pic of the current frog. Doing so will complete the interaction and increase the frog's overall happiness, as seen by the tiny little animated hearts appearing from the frog. The next few interactions I worked on were feeding and snacking. When a frog is hungry, they'll ask you to feed them some food, where you'll have the option to feed frogs the dishes you've previously cooked in the kitchen. Similarly, if a frog is feeling peckish, they might ask you to feed them a bug to snack on, and you can use any bugs you've caught to give the hungry frogs a little snack as well. Players can drag and drop food or bugs onto the frog and watch them munch it bit by bit. I've actually designed custom munch animations for each food and bug that you're seeing here, which is a bit of extra work I'll have to do in the long run, but I think it'll be worth it. The fourth interaction I created was something I'm calling Bubble Scrub. Whenever a frog gets dirty or just feels like having a refreshing bath, players can give them a nice little bubble scrub. By using soap to scrub tiny bubbles and washing them away with a watering can, players can make the frog feel squeaky clean and very happy. When scrubbing a frog, you'll notice that tiny bubbles will occasionally appear, float up a bit, and pop, just like normal bubbles would in real life. If interacting and caring for frogs wasn't enough, why not just talk to them? Well, in this interaction, players can actually initiate conversations and chat with frogs. When clicking on a frog, a text box will pop up and the player will have to choose how to respond to the frog's ribbits and croaks, and other sounds. Unfortunately, communication is a little one-sided, so you won't be able to hear what the frog says, and you'll have to rely on your intuition to figure out which answer of the two is the right one to reply with. Is there even a right or wrong answer? Am I just color-coding the responses to give you a false sense of affirmation? Who knows? The final frog interaction I've created for now is frog songs. Each frog on Frog Island has their own tune to sing and their own story to tell. In this interaction, players will play a memory game with the frog, where the frog will sing 4 musical notes, and the player will have to repeat the frog song back in the correct order. These notes could be a half note, an eighth note, a 16th note, or a double eighth note for any musicians watching this. Getting all 4 notes correct will result in a perfect score and greatly increase the frog's happiness. This last interaction isn't really an actual interaction per se, but still relies on the player tapping the frog. Whenever the frog isn't thinking of anything, players can just tap the frog to gently pet it, which the frog will love. And yes, this interaction can be spammed, so pet to your heart's content. So yeah, these are all the interactions I've designed so far. If you have any other ideas for interactions, I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments below. With all of the systems in place, I think it's time for a final showcase of the toys, frogs, frog gifts, and interactions. Please enjoy. So yeah, that's about 3 months of game development summed up in about 10 minutes. And now I'd like to talk about something very important that you might be interested in. Something so crucial, so vital to the perception of Frog Island. Alright, let's talk about the age-old question for any game. How much is it going to cost? I've thought about this for a long time, and I think I've finally come up with a decision. Frog Island is going to be 100% free on Steam, Google Play, and the App Store. From the very start, the main goal of Frog Island wasn't primarily profit-focused, but rather to create a fun and engaging community and gain first-hand experience in game development. I'll also be making Frog Island 100% ad-free, because I've always thought that they were pretty annoying and unappealing. I want Frog Island to be a seamless and enjoyable gameplay experience, free of ads and interruptions. That being said, for those who would still like to support me in some way, I've set up a Ko-Fi page linked in the description where you can directly support the development of Frog Island. To put it simply, Ko-Fi is a platform that allows you to buy virtual coffees to support creators, but unlike other monetization platforms, it's entirely anonymous, and you can choose exactly how much support you want to provide. By supporting me on Ko-Fi, you'll be able to help me to cover development costs and invest in making the game even better. All donations will go towards funding different aspects of Frog Island, such as music, sound effects, publishing and marketing, and much more. For any donation amount, you'll be getting a few perks as well, such as a custom Discord role, your name in the credits of the game and at the end of each devlog, and my overwhelming gratitude and appreciation. As always, feel free to join the Frog Island Discord server if you want to stay updated on my development process, or if you're just looking to have a good time. For the month of Frogtober, we hosted fun banner art competitions, weekly events like Gartic Phone, Among Us, and Minecraft build battles, and lots more opportunities to win cool rewards like free Steam games, free Nitro, and much more. For my next devlog, I'll be creating a jukebox system where players can find secret CDs around Frog Island, composed by members of the community. I'll be hosting a music design competition for these CDs on the Frog Island Discord following the release of this devlog. So make sure to join and participate if you'd like to have a chance at one of your tunes to be in this jukebox system. Finally, if you guys are interested in supporting and staying up to date with the game, check out the Frog Island Steam page. I'll be continuously updating the page with more information as more progress and devlogs are uploaded, so feel free to give the game a wishlist if you're interested and want to grab the game when it's released. Anyways, thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch this video. If you have any thoughts, criticisms, things you liked or disliked that you'd like to mention, please let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear all your feedback. If you'd like to stay updated on my progress with Frog Island, feel free to subscribe to this channel with notifications or join the official Frog Island Discord server where development updates are posted daily. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for the next devlog coming very soon.